Okay guys, so if I was to show you something as simple as this pouch or a mobile phone, we would conclude that these things have a creator, they have a designer. What about the entire universe? Shouldn't that also have a creator? Of course, it's a very simple, intuitive point. But sometimes the atheists will come back and say, well, hold on a second. You're comparing man-made things with natural things. Now, here's my thoughts regarding that. Okay guys, so look, let's get straight to it. Now the first thing I want to highlight is that whenever they make this point, oh look, you're comparing man-made things with natural things, there seems to be an underlying assumption they're pushing, which is that natural things aren't created or designed. Fine. But that's exactly what we're trying to establish via this argument, by getting you to see the comparison, getting you to see the reasoning behind what we're saying, right? And the second thing I want to quickly highlight is that whenever they say man-made things, it's almost as if they're separating man from everything else. If you think about it, isn't man also a part of nature, right? And therefore, whatever man produces also, by extension, is a part of the very same nature. And if anything, this further complicates the problem for you, because now you have to account for the things man produces. How do you make sense of that? Think about the things that man has produced. Human beings have made amazing architectural pieces such as the Eiffel Tower, or the Taj Mahal, or anything else for that matter. Think about the mobile phones and the computers we've designed and all of these things that we've advanced in. How has man ended up with the ability to produce such magnificent things which require computing, which require clear thought? How do we end up with these faculties if, according to the atheist worldview, generally speaking, we are just a byproduct of this accidental process which has been taking place over God knows how many millions of years? If that is the case, how do we make sense of our ability, our rational faculties, not only faculties that have the ability to attain truth and understand truth, but have the ability to do higher things, such as design such amazing, precise pieces of architecture and other functional devices that we use? Look at all the amazing things that human beings have produced. How can we account for these things? These, by extension, like we said, if man is also part of nature, and what he produces, therefore, is also an extension of that, and therefore also a part of nature, how can we account for all of this? There's no way we can make sense of these, and these are clear signs, my friends, for those that actually want to see. And this is why the Quran over and over again gets us to reflect and to reason. God says, "Inna fi khalqi samawati wal ardi." Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ, in the alternation of the night and day, in these things are signs for people of purity, of clear thought. And that's what it requires. God makes it clear that the signs are abundant for those that want to see. Sometimes clear, sometimes subtle, but they're clear enough for those that want to see, those that are honest with themselves, who clearly reason, who clearly think, who clearly reflect, whose reflection and the ability to think and conceive is not clouded by something else deep inside. But for those that want to deny, no other type of proof will either be sufficient. And God highlights this psychology in the Quran. God highlights that if He was to send down angels to these types of individuals, they'll still deny it. If God was to open up a pathway into heaven, some sort of portal, and people start walking through it, they will say, oh, our eyes are, this is just magic. We're just seeing things. They will still deny. If God was to send down paper, scripture, parchments from the sky, as God says in the Quran, and they felt these things with their own hands and they saw it come down, they would still deny. So it's not about that there isn't enough proof or evidence. That's not the problem here. There is sufficient for those that want to see. It's an intuitive, rational reason. Just stop for a moment. Really stop for a moment. Go outside, look into the sky. Look at the world around you. Reflect over it. Look in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at you. What are you? Look at the way you function. You can think, you can reflect, you can conclude things. You can understand truth. How do you account for all of this in the absence of God? It simply doesn't make any sense. These are clear signs. And the objective here is never, whenever I present these or share these arguments, is never to say, oh look, here is a definitive 100% perfect argument, the design argument. No, that's not the purpose. There is enough there to trigger the truth within those that want to see. I leave you with this question, if you're honestly, sincerely inquiring, you're sincerely searching, then really reflect upon your internal state and be honest with yourself, and just say, I'm going to reflect over creation with an honest, clear mind. I'm going to reflect over my own creation with an honest, clear mind and see the conclusion you come to. Until next time, I leave you guys with that. Make sure to comment below, leave your thoughts below. Let me know your views and what you think and anything else you want to add regarding this particular argument as well. I actually, by the way, love reading you guys' comments. You guys Your responses are amazing. Sometimes you mention things that I forget, so I really appreciate that, guys. Keep doing that. Keep engaging. And I'm sure if you're Muslim and you're commenting, trust me, you're doing a lot of work in helping people understand Islam and clarifying things for them. If you're a non-Muslim, you're commenting, I really appreciate that too. And sometimes there's some very genuine non-Muslim comments there that I love engaging with and I respond to too. Obviously, there is the haters and they're gonna hate, so that's not a problem. I still wish the best for you, and I wish guidance for you as I wish it for myself and everyone else. And I think on that point, we'll wrap it up. Until next time, take care.